my name is Zoe. I am the Tipsy Psychic, and today I'm going to talk about the compatibility between a Virgo Libra Cusp and a Sagittarius. I'm super excited to get back on with these compatibility videos. For two people, two beautiful souls who tend to rush into love, this relationship for you will be different because you tend to take it very slow and steady. You build your life together brick by brick, one step at a time, and it's like it becomes your very own masterpiece, like a mosaic. You know, you're putting tiles together and then you take a step back and you see it and it's brilliant and it's beautiful, at least if you're good at making mosaics. But yeah, that's how you guys are in this relationship. Expect a lot of passion. Your relationship is not a race, and you both know it. You can take your time, breathe, because you're both in the same wavelength. You do have to be careful not to get in the grass is always greener mindset. Don't take your relationship for granted. And just remember, just because everyone wants to talk about your love doesn't mean you have to tell them everything. It's weird because there's this sense of entitlement from your friends and your family about your love life with a Sagittarius. You might be worried about failure, but you need to get over it if you want this to work out. Just because things are beautiful doesn't mean that they won't be messy. And a lot of you will have to learn as you go. Actually, you both grow a lot from your fuck-ups in this relationship. It strengthens your connection. Ugly emotions like jealousy and envy can surface and actually cause problems. In case you're wondering what I meant by fuck-ups, you might feel like others are making fun of your relationship, but you can't let what other people think sway what you have with your Sagittarius, because that will only cause instability. Your dynamic is often spontaneous and random, but that doesn't mean it's unorthodox. In fact, tradition and conventional habits can actually be quite important to this couple. You both are very passionate with each other. It's still a fiery match. You both prefer to do things yourselves and experience things instead of just talking about it so much. Like, you hate feeling like it's all talk. Like, you have to act on these things you're saying and doing and feeling. You don't mind getting your hands a little dirty. You would be miserable if you had to just do this long distance thing or cyber it for a while. Like, a lot of people during the pandemic broke up because they couldn't handle just having a relationship over the internet, over Zoom. And this couple is definitely one of those couples that have suffered tremendously because of this. And you like to investigate things yourselves instead of leaving it up to other people. You don't want other people to do your dirty work for you. You both really care about each other, and you always have each other's best interest at heart in mind. Sorry, my cat. This is Luna. She's not used to being on camera. You would never sacrifice each other's well-being because of something that you want. It rarely happens because the thought of hurting each other or jeopardizing what you have, like, really, really pains you. It also means that you lean on each other a lot. And that's not a bad thing most of the time. It's actually really, really special. You both just want to enjoy everything together. You are the one who usually seduces the Sagittarius. They are drawn to you and you make them want to be a better person. If they run into an ex while dating you, their ex might be baffled at how much they've changed since being with you. And they're like, why couldn't you have just been this way for me? But you have this way of opening a Sagittarius up. This is usually a very touchy-feely couple. You hug each other, you cuddle, you're very affectionate, you have sex. You actually might like to exercise together and work out, go to the gym. You have a lot of pride, and you need to push that ego aside when you go hang out with your Sagittarius. You definitely need to be more humble around them if you want this to last. Initially, you may not care as much, but it can be a turnoff as time goes on. Don't say I didn't warn you. There will always be people who judge this relationship, but you have to tune them out. Tune out the noise. Don't let them sway you, seriously. It doesn't mean you shouldn't listen to their concerns, but also like trust your own decisions. Learn from your mistakes. That means that if you are struggling in your relationship, you can still seek support from your loved ones. You can still ask them for guidance. There's actually this fear of asking for help in this relationship because you lean so heavily on your Sagittarius. You actually crave your Sagittarius at times, and it is not healthy. It can lead to possessiveness. You both are opposites in many, many ways. And it can be difficult for this couple to get along, yet your energy is so vibrant. You both believe what you want to believe and are independent thinkers. You share really interesting philosophies. You motivate each other and you influence each other. You tend to be hopeless romantics and dreamers. You might feel more creative around a Sagittarius. They might inspire you. They can be your muse, maybe. And you like the way your Sagittarius thinks and you admire their ideas. And just because they tend to take charge in this relationship doesn't mean that you don't have any sway. It's similar to a king and queen. And forget about gender here. This isn't about gender. I know gender is a construct, okay? But in the olden days, kings and queens had different responsibilities, but they were both leaders and they were both very important when it came to their roles in the kingdom. At least a lot of countries, I think. Honestly, I just read a lot of fairy tales. I don't know. Now that I think about it, I'm like, wait, what am I saying? But anyway, king and queen, okay? Or, you know, if you're a same-sex couple, whatever. This energy you channel, all right? Basically, Sagittarius would be the king. They lead and they're kind of like the face of the kingdom. They lead their soldiers into battle and they are the head of the council chamber. They sit on their throne and they make decisions for the best of the kingdom. At least they try to. Unless they're shitty at their job, you know. It happens. Monarchies are complicated, they are. But the Virgo Libra Cusp is the queen. They may not be outwardly running the show and making orders and, you know, leading things and being the face of everything, but they have their own court and they have their own sort of power. They pull the strings and oversee their own share of responsibilities. They navigate court politics and they send out their own messengers. They host their own gatherings. So while the king is like charging into battle, the queen is sitting on her throne, overseeing the court and campaigning for the kingdom, or maintaining the castle, or having tea with the neighboring kingdom, making potential allies. She has her own power. That's how this relationship works. The Sagittarius has a more dominant role, but the Virgo Libra Cusp has a supportive role. But you have to ask yourself, who's really in charge? And yeah, it definitely depends. But it's also super nice for you to sit back and let the Sagittarius take over. Let them run the show. You're just here for the entertainment. Often you refuse to listen to basic advice, but often what's tried and true is the best guidance. You need to stop ignoring what's right in front of you just because it seems simple. Business and pleasure do not mix in this relationship, no. Don't forget that. And you need to be realistic about how much you're going to put into this relationship. It's easy to go overboard. Be kinder to yourself. Your Sagittarius will understand. Actually, being with the Sagittarius might make you feel needy. And sometimes you could be manipulative. Also, brooding will not help you. Mood swings can actually get in the way of your happily ever after with a Sagittarius. Your Sagittarius would sweep you off your feet. At first, it would be a blast. Your chemistry is electric. It's electrifying. I got chills, they're multiplying, and I'm losing control. Oh my God. You both love each other unconditionally. Also, sexual chemistry is definitely a plus. This would be an erotic match full of passion, not the rugged, sweaty sex, more of like a pleasure and explorative sex. A build-up of pleasure. And you actually, when you live together, there's like a sultry vibe to your bedroom often. You see, Sagittarius is about freedom, and so they often feel trapped in relationships and they need to feel like they have room to explore. Luckily, you're the perfect partner for that. Yes. They're going to feel secure enough with you to be able to do their own thing and not feel like they're on a leash. Working together will not pan out well for you in a Sagittarius. It just does not mix. Like, it does not make sense. You both are crazy about each other and you get very lovey-dovey. This is like when Sandy and Danny talked about their summer love in Greece. You both just can't stop gushing about each other and how much you care. Your friends might even get tired of you talking about them. Summer loving happens so fast. Oh my God. I met a girl crazy for me. Oh my God. I met a boy. Oh my God, I need to stop. I need to stop. I need to watch that musical again. Oh my God. I don't even know if those were the right lyrics, so sorry. Just channeling my inner Sandy. This is an ambitious couple. Marriage struggles happen when you let your conventional ideas about marriage take over and it starts being more about gender roles or doing what everyone else is doing, and you stop treating each other like equals. Don't fall into that rabbit hole, okay? Don't. Get over it. As friends, you might not be the one to initiate routines and hangouts with them as much. The Sagittarius is usually the one to reach out and make plans with you. They'll ask if you're free, and when you hang out, they're the ones that tend to end up taking charge, you know, getting things going and moving. You usually go along with it, but you still want to have some say. If you're not in a stable place when it comes to money, like if you're not secure financially or you're not supporting yourself financially, or there's a lot of debt, or just tax problems, this is not a good relationship to be in. It might feel too rocky to be with your Sagittarius in the long run. And so entering into this relationship may not be a good idea for you. And so you should definitely focus on that before you work on this. I mean, some couples do really, really well. It doesn't really matter what's going on financially, but this couple, this duo, that security is important, you know? It's important, and it also has to do with your independence and your ability to provide for yourself and support yourself materialistically. Because actually this can lead to unfaithfulness or cheating when you get married or you enter into a long-term committed relationship with them. It's actually really common for this couple to have affairs over time. It doesn't always happen this way, but it's common. That security may be threatened. However, if you can work through your issues and if you can grow from your mistakes, it can actually result in a really strong long-term relationship and strengthen what you have. Actually, open relationships tend to be more successful for this couple when you get married. Your Sagittarius is very turned on by your looks, and you're really turned on by their ideas. You complete each other in some ways. You're, after all, the cusp of beauty. In fact, your Sagittarius may not even be very physically attractive, but you love your Sagittarius for the personality, and they find your personality to be very attractive as well. Very sexy. So while looks do play a part in this match, your attraction goes way deeper than that. You will feel it when something feels off with your Sagittarius, or if you feel inferior. That won't be a good sign. You may feel like it's very difficult to be married to each other if you feel judged. It could be an age gap. There could be like a social status difference. Maybe one of you is rich and the other one is poor. Maybe your religions clash. Maybe one of you is like a teacher or a mentor and the other one is like a student. It's super common for this couple to be very different, and therefore they will draw attention to themselves. They might actually struggle with marriage because of the tradition that goes with it, and they're not as conventional because they're both very different. Now, this isn't a super weird relationship that is super radical, but it has more to do with appearance or status. One of you might act superior because of the pressure, and that won't be good. In friendships, the Sagittarius might end up being the one who's putting in more effort, but that doesn't mean that you don't care about each other. And when you're married, it's often very common to be married for years and still having affairs or seeing other people. Yeah, it's actually very common for you to stay in a relationship together while seeing other people for a very long time. You both will learn to laugh it off when other people comment on your relationship. Try to laugh it off. Try not to take their criticism so seriously if there's an age gap. It's just not worth your energy and time to try to defend it. Just smile. Actually, smiling is an excellent weapon for this couple. So add it to your toolbox. Marriage can also be trouble because Sagittarius can be emotional and have ups and downs that you may not really know how to handle. It can be a lot for you to cope with. Your loved ones will understand eventually that your dating is serious and it's not going to end. You can be needy and high maintenance at times, and your Sagittarius may be hesitant to marry you because they don't want to have to pay attention to you all the time. They can be workaholics, but marriage is still very possible for this match. Just keep those struggles in mind, okay? Thank you so much for watching this video. If you are born on the cusp of Virgo and Libra, or you are a Sagittarius, I would love to hear your story in the comment section below. Let me know what you think. Have you ever experienced this kind of relationship? Am I really off? I want to hear it. I want to hear all of it. So please tell me and let me know. This is a place for us to share and grow. And yeah, it's always great to hear your stories. So yeah, comment. And also like and please subscribe to my video if you want to see more content. I love you guys so freaking much. Bye-bye.